Welcome to this explainer. Seriously, think about how many times a week you create a new account online. You probably don't even blink anymore when a website asks for your credentials, do you? For decades, software development has just operated on this unquestioned blueprint for the onboarding process. We've basically built the entire foundation of the modern internet around centralized systems. But as we're going to see today, that default blueprint is quietly trapping our data. It creates an ecosystem where we have the illusion of ownership, but honestly, none of the actual rights. So we're diving into the fundamental flaws of how our digital identities are stored today, and we'll explore a massive architectural paradigm shift that's currently underway to fix it all. Next time you're just casually handing over your email and password to read an article, stream a movie, or maybe buy a shirt, I want you to pause for a second. We do this every single day, completely out of habit, just exchanging our personal info for immediate convenience. But what are you actually giving away when you click that submit button? When you're filling out those form fields, whose terms are you really agreeing to? Take a step back and ask yourself this absolutely crucial question. Who really owns that digital version of you? Well, the harsh reality is, you don't. You are simply a row in a private database. The second you click submit, your data is instantly locked away inside centralized database silos, systems like PostgreSQL, MySQL, or MongoDB. These back-end systems are owned, operated, and controlled by corporate entities that basically treat themselves as the sovereign owners of your digital life. Your entire digital footprint, your purchase history, your social connections, your private messages, it's all just sitting in isolated silos where you have absolutely zero control over the underlying infrastructure. Sure, you can access it as long as they allow you to, but the keys to the vaults, those are entirely in their hands. Section 1, the sign-up trap. Let's look at this flawed system that developers have blindly relied on for decades and how it fundamentally compromises our autonomy. Okay, so when you submit your email, username, and password, you're actually triggering this cascade of events designed to lock you in. Immediately, the app server gets your info and generates a brand new row or document inside its private backend. Then, the database assigns you a long internal ID. It's usually an auto-incremented primary key, something like user number 4815. And from that exact moment on, platform entanglement begins. It's kind of like checking into a hotel that never lets you take your luggage when you leave. Every comment you write, every playlist you curate, every little preference you toggle is tied directly to their arbitrary number in their centralized system. You're permanently bound to their specific ecosystem, making it technically impossible to just pack up your data and walk away to a competitor. This quote right here really nails the problem. Under this legacy Web2 setup, you don't own your digital self. You are a tenant occupying a row in a company's private database. And, just like any renter, you are entirely at the mercy of the landlord. If that corporate landlord goes bankrupt and shuts down the servers or gets breached by hackers or just arbitrarily decides to change the locks and alter their terms of service, your identity and your history vanish completely. You don't own your digital self. You're just renting digital space. If their server goes dark, your entire history with that platform goes dark right along with it, often with absolutely zero recourse or backup. Section 2. Meet Linkspreed UIID. To escape this trap, we obviously need a technological cure that completely rewires the relationship between user and platform. Instead of relying on static server-generated keys, Linkspreed's UUID, which stands for Universal Integrated Identity, is a decentralized identifier framework. Think of it like a self-sovereign digital anchor operated locally on your own hardware, rather than sitting in a server farm hundreds of miles away. So rather than a company generating an ID for you on their servers, this framework generates the ID directly on your laptop or your smartphone. It flips the script entirely. You're no longer waiting around for a centralized authority to grant you an identity. You're forging your own, anchored firmly to the devices you physically possess and control. Now, the power of this framework basically comes down to three massive technical pillars. First up, your master ID is self-sovereign and secured locally using WebAuthn standards. This means it's leveraging the biometric security already built into your hardware, like your phone's fingerprint scanner or Face ID. Because it's local, no central server admin can ever delete, suspend, or shadow ban your master account. Second, it utilizes zero-knowledge proofs. Imagine a bouncer at a club who needs to know you're over 21. Instead of handing them your license with your full name, address, and exact birth date, zero-knowledge proofs allow your device to mathematically prove to the application that you are over 21 without ever transmitting a single piece of extra personal data. You verify the attribute without sharing the details. It's brilliant. And third, you get context-specific aliases. These act exactly like digital burner phones. When you connect to a new app, you generate a unique alias tied back to your master ID. If that app starts spamming you, or worse, gets breached, you simply burn that specific alias. You instantly sever the connection without compromising your core identity across the rest of the web. Section 3, Flipping the Architecture. Let's look at the core mechanics of this empowerment and how it drastically alters software development. All right, here's the architectural shift in a nutshell. In the old, centralized database model, the app creates your ID. They hold all the cards, they dictate the terms, and you're just a guest in their house. But in the UID model, you own the long ID. You bring it to the application, forcing them to store your state under your terms. It's literally the equivalent of bringing your own unbreakable vault to the bank rather than using their safety deposit boxes. The application now has to accommodate you, completely reversing the traditional power dynamic of the internet. Let's walk through what this actually looks like in practice. You start by initializing your UID locally on your device. When you want to use an application, you authenticate cryptographically, which, by the way, is completely passwordless. No more forgetting complex passwords or stressing about them being exposed in some massive data leak. From there, the apps save your preferences and interactions by indexing them directly under your UID, entirely bypassing traditional backend server registration. This makes database administrators completely obsolete when it comes to managing your personal access. Because your data is indexed to an identifier that you control, you achieve true data sovereignty. You have the ultimate freedom to seamlessly migrate your data between competing platforms or just completely revoke an app's access to your information at any time. And the best part? You never have to ask a customer support rep for permission. Section 4, Reclaiming Digital Sovereignty. Centralized database accounts were a necessary, convenient compromise for early Web 2, but let's be honest, they ultimately trapped us. By demanding the implementation of decentralized frameworks like Linkspreed UIID, we're basically demanding that applications fundamentally change their business models. They have to shift from being aggressive data hoarders, acting like mechanical claws, just mindlessly grabbing and locking away our information in massive piles, to becoming pure service providers, precisely and efficiently delivering features to us like a helpful tool. They can build incredible software, offer amazing user experiences, and provide tremendous value, for sure, but they must do so while leaving the ownership of the underlying data securely in your hands. Applications will finally have to compete on the actual quality of their software and services, rather than just relying on the unfair advantage of a locked-in data monopoly. The tools to reclaim your digital sovereignty are finally here. We're shifting power away from giant centralized database servers and pushing it directly back into your own hands, onto your own devices. We really no longer have to accept the flawed blueprint of the past. So the only question left to consider about your online presence is, are you ready to stop renting your digital life and finally own it? Thanks for joining me on this explainer, and we'll see you next time.